So how do you use superior, or conversely, that is in the reverse mode, inferior? How do you use superior or inferior, which is the opposite of superior? Well, we use them both with the preposition to. This is superior to that. This is inferior to that. We don't say superior than, and we don't use more superior, because superior itself is already in the comparative degree. Adjectives that are in the comparative degree cannot be used with more. Hello, welcome to English with Mike, grammar. From now till mid-2025, we will still be tackling problems in general grammatical principles. And thereafter, we will begin to investigate specialized aspects of English grammar from the intermediate to the A level. In the meantime, not for the main time, in the meantime, please continue to test yourself out on these aspects. All right, so question number 29. Is this fabric dash yours? Is this fabric superior to yours? Is this fabric superior than yours? Is this fabric more superior to yours? Or is this fabric more superior than yours? How do you use superior in context? Please fill in the blank. All right. So how do you use superior, or conversely, that is in the reverse mode, inferior? How do you use superior or inferior, which is the opposite of superior? Well, we use them both with the preposition to. This is superior to that. This is inferior to that. We don't say superior than, and we don't use more superior, because superior itself is already in the comparative degree. Adjectives that are in the comparative degree cannot be used with more or less. It's already in the comparative degree. So we simply say that something is superior to another or is inferior to another in the negative. But if we don't use superior and we wish to use more, then it depends on the adjective in use that determines whether to use more or to just go ahead. For example, we can say something is more brilliant, it's more elevated, it's more dignifying, it's more important, more significant. All right? But we do not use more with superior or any other adjective that behaves like that in the comparative degree. So automatically the answer is option A. Did you get it right? Please attempt question number 30. Here is a very problematic question on grammar. A lot of people will fail this one. I am 100% sure that many people will fail this. Whenever you dash, say in a typical exam hall, whenever you dash, submit your answer. Okay, let's add answer sheet. Let's add sheet. So submit your answer sheet. Whenever you finish, whenever you finished, whenever you are finished, or whenever you have finished. Only one of them is correct. Identify the correct option. At face value, the question appears to be problem-free. Why? Because we may have been using this option for very long. Maybe you skipped this and came straight here, have finished. So I predict that a lot of people will go for this or this. I expect that very few would go for C, which incidentally is the correct option. Are you surprised? Let me explain. We say, I am finished with my assignment. I am finished with my assignment, which means I am done, right, with my assignment. Finished is done. That's what we say. I am finished with my assignment. I am done with my assignment. So whenever you are done shading your answers or solving the essay questions, whichever, submit your answer sheet. What is the problem with this? Well, it simply means do. Do. You can't even replace done. So whenever you do, comma, submit your answer sheet. Does it make sense? Whenever you did, we're using this to replace this. So whenever you did, comma, submit your answer sheet. Does it make sense? Or whenever you have done, come on. Have you ever said whenever you have done? So what we usually say is whenever you are done, which is you are finished. I know why most of you didn't choose this. You thought before now that I am finished means I am dead, I have been conquered, whatever. Well, it's another meaning, a different shade of meaning entirely. For example, when someone receives a piece of bad news, I did not say when someone receives a bad news, no, a piece of bad news. Or simply when someone receives bad news, the person may say or shout, "Yay, I am finished." That's appropriate, but not in this context, right? So whenever you are finished. Did you get it right? If not, please get question number 31 right. If you failed question number 30, let this be your bonus or compensation in this case. By the time we arrive home, comma, your parents dash bed. Your parents will have gone to bed. Your parents would have gone to bed. Your parents will be in bed. Let's add that. Will be in bed, or your parents would have been in bed. What will happen by the time we arrive home? Please check. What goes there? What's the correct grammatical choice? What do you usually say in daily conversation? Well, many people say this, which is wrong. A few others will go for this. It's very tempting, but it's also wrong. Would have been in bed, right? I don't think so. So the answer is A. Why A? The action with this mode usually starts in the past, extends to the present, and projects or proceeds into the future. So for example, we say, I started working on this project last year. By June next year, I shall have been working on it for blah, blah, blah. I shall have been working, or I will have been working on. But when we use the second person or the third person, you or they or he or she, we say will have, will have. So for example, we are going home, and it's also possible that your parents at home, perhaps waiting, will have gone to bed. They will have fallen asleep by the time we arrive home. Not that they will fall asleep. Remember that our going home has started and will extend to the future. Later, when we discuss tenses, we will know exactly what tense this is and why this structure is appropriate. So watch out for question number 32. Here is a very tricky question on participial structures in grammar. Participial structures. How do you use structures like this, where an action is started by a subject and has to be blah, blah, blah? I won't give you any clues. Staggering down the road, something happened. What happens? Staggering down the road. Did a car hit the drunkard? Did the drunkard, or was the drunkard hit by a car? Did a fatal, not fatal, please. Fatal, look at it. Fatal, from F-A-T-E, fatal accident occurred. Or the drunkard hits, the driver hits the drunkard. What happened? Staggering down the road. Please be very careful with this kind of question. Wow. Participial structures. So simply, what did you choose? Which one did you choose? I said, did you choose? Because I know you have chosen your option. Which one? As for me, I go with B. I go with B. Each of them appears enticing, but especially this looks very, very choosable. And maybe this, a fatal accident occurred. But the question to ask is, who is performing the action of this expression here, this structure, the action there? Who was sauntering down the road? Who was staggering down the road? Who was staggering down the road? Was it the car that was staggering down the road? Was it a fatal accident that staggered down the road? Or was it the driver who staggered down the road? No, it was the drunkard who staggered down the road. It was the drunkard who was hit by the car. So what do we say, for example, as we were about to cross the railway, crossing the railway, right? Crossing the railway, the rain started. No. Crossing the railway, the rain started. Would not go. What would go? Put your comments in the comment section below. Let's discuss it. Crossing the railway, the rain started. So this is where we draw the curtain on this episode of General Grammatical Principles. This is English with Grammar. We must quickly add that we are open to consultations for online coaching, even physical coaching, and English, literature in English, and government, right? So if you need us, we are just a phone call away. Like, subscribe to, comment on, and spread this channel. People need to learn these things. Until we meet again, see you very soon. This program or project is proudly sponsored by Cheshire Internet Test and Training Center, Manchester, United Kingdom. Well done.